What's up everyone, welcome to the club and thanks for joining me for today's drawing tutorial. In this lesson, I'll be showing you step by step on how to draw the Whispering Death Dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. Now for this lesson, I'll be sketching with a black 4B pencil. Let's start on the bottom right side of our page and draw a large circle for the head. We're going to start from the very top. Just going to loosely work our way around towards the bottom of our circle. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because we'll eventually erase this out. And we're just going to be using this as a guide. I'm just using these short choppy lines to readjust the shape of our circle. Now we're going to open up the character's mouth. So I'm going to draw a smaller circle on the bottom right side. So start from the side of the circle, go up towards the top, and then just bring that around the bottom, and just blend that out towards the side. Let's add a guideline coming down the center of our circle. Starting from the top, just going to lightly sketch a line coming down. Now because we're rotating the head, the center seam is going to be pushed over towards the right. So let's connect the top and the bottom of that line with a curve. We're going to bend this out towards the right side, come down and then back in towards the center. Let's add the front eye on the top left side of the head. So we're going to start up against the edge. We're going to draw a circle going all the way around. Now the other eye is going to be in behind the head. So let's line up that circle, go around the side of the head, and just tuck that in. Now from here we're drawing that center spike. Let's start from the inside of that eye, curve this up. I'm just going to bend that down towards the bottom. And then from this tip, we're just going to swirl this around, going around, and then back in towards the left eye. Now that we have the rough sketch of the head, let's draw the shape of the body. We'll start on the left side of the head. Just going to curve the body going out. Just going to round this out, go up towards the top, and then bend that back in towards the head. Now this is the center spine of the body. Now you want to bring the body coming back down in behind the head, over towards the left side. Bend this out. Now come back around towards the inside. And we'll curl the body around. So we're going to draw a circle along the bottom. And just pull that back out towards the right side. Now to finish off the tail, I'm just going to go up towards the head, bend this around, and then back in. Now that we have that center spine, what we want to do is create some thickness around the top of the body and just taper out towards the end of the tail. So from the side of the head, we're going to step down. It's going to follow that curve, going around towards the top. Now again, we're just going to taper this so the body gets narrower as it comes towards the tail. Just pull that back in towards the side of the head. Let's add some thickness to the inside of the body. Just going to follow that curve and go back in behind the head. Now you want to repeat that process along the bottom of the body. So this is going to get tucked in behind the neck, so we'll step up. It's going to start with the outside, going all the way around. And again, the body gets narrower as you come back in. Just going back up towards the top. Now we're just tracing that curve of the spine. And let's blend that out towards the end of the tail. Now we're going to trace the bottom of the body. Going around. Again, just following that curve, going all the way around. Now you can see that the body is getting narrower as it comes down towards the tail. Going up. Now we can go back and just readjust this to make this a little bit narrower, and then bring that in. Now from here, we're going to place the wings along the back. We're going to start with the curve, starting from the outside of the body. We're going to bend this around and then back down. From here, we're going to draw the outside edge of the wing. Let's start from the bottom of this line, bend this out, go up towards the top, and then bend that back in. Let's draw the inside wing. From the end of this line, bend this in, and then just pull that up, just past the side of the body. Now let's add the basic shape of the wing. Starting from the top, come down, bend that out, and just pull that back down towards the bottom edge of the wing. Let's do the same thing on the right. Start by coming in and down, and just pull that back in towards the bottom. Once we have the basic shape of the body, we'll go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Let's start with that center seam of the spine. And we'll take that curve outside of the head. But because the wing's sitting on top of the body, I'm just going to erase the inside. Now from here, we're going to add a second level of detail. Let's start with the spikes coming out from the side of the head. We'll start underneath the left eye. Start by curving this out and up. I'm just going to taper that back in towards the side of the head. Let's add another one. Leaving a small gap, then this out and up, and we'll pull that back in. Now we're going to add a couple smaller ones along the bottom. And we'll bend the bottom one coming down and out. Now the spikes on the back side of the head are going to be pushed back. So let's line this up, come up and in, and just taper that back down towards the side. Let's add a smaller one, just showing the tip of that spike. Add a couple on the side, one more along the bottom. Now this character has a bunch of spikes across the bottom of the head and the body. So we're just going to add the guideline. So just angling these lines in just random directions coming down from the bottom of the head. And we'll come back later and add some thickness to the spikes. I'm going to add those spikes across the top of the body. Again, just going in random directions. Just continue along the back. And then along the bottom. Just going to add a few along the bottom of the body. And a few smaller ones along the end of the tail. Now you want to show some depth to the inside of the mouth going towards the throat. So on the left side of that circle, draw a small circle for the back of the throat. And we'll trace this circle going out towards the right. Just adding these curves going all the way around. Just work our way towards the front edge of the mouth. Now that's roughly sketching the top row of teeth. Starting right in the middle, bend this out and then down. And then taper that back up. And we'll add those teeth working our way towards the left side. We're just going to go a little bit smaller as we come in. You see that we're bending the teeth out towards the right side. Let's go back and draw in the right side. Let's add some more teeth along the inside edge of the mouth. I'm just going to curve these up and in as they come down towards the bottom. And we'll taper these out so they get a little bit smaller. Now once we're happy with the rough sketch, we'll go back with a tip or pencil and start adding some details. Now I'm going to start with the left eye. Start by tracing the circle on the top. And I'm also going to add a thick edge along the bottom of the eye. Just going to take out that bottom curve, just raise it up a little bit higher, and add a thick fold underneath the eye. Now from here, it's going to blend the head in towards that spike along the side. I'm just going to blend this up towards the tip. And we can always readjust and modify the shape as we go. I'm just going to bring that in towards the side of the head and just blend that out. And then from here, it's going to overlap those spikes on top of the head. Tuck some of those spikes in behind the side. And now we're adding some thickness to those lower spikes. Just going out towards the point. And go back up to the top and add some more detail. I'm just adding a thick bevel along the bottom edge of the mouth. Now I'm going to add those nostrils along the top. Start with that oval on the inside. So add 2, and then we'll fill those in. You can see that I'm adding a little bit more shape to the teeth. Now with the back side of the mouth, I'm just going to add a small socket for this back row of teeth. Just bending these in. And we'll go back and just connect the teeth. Now from here I'm going to go back and just fill in the back side of the throat. So we're going to start off dark along the back side and just fade that out as we go towards the right, towards the edge of the mouth. Start by darkening up that circle in the back, then go lighter as you come forward. And once we have the right balance of shading, we'll go back in with the side edge of my pencil and just blend this out. Just smoothing out that shadow. I'm just going to darken up the top edge a little bit more, just to cast the shadow from the head. And we'll darken up the base of each of those spikes and then just fade that out as you go up towards the tip. And also blending this down as you come towards the head. Just darkening up the tips of those bottom spikes and just fading that in towards the head. I'm just going to overlay a few smaller spikes along the inside of the head. Just blending that out towards a point. And lightly shade in the bottom of the teeth. Now to give the eye some shape, I'm going to add some shadows across the bottom and add that highlight along the top. Now from here I'm just going to work my way around the outer edge of the wings. Start with that thick edge. Just give it some thickness along the inside. And then from here I'm just going to add a few bones coming out from the base of the wing. And just working my way up. I'm just going to close off the inside edge with a curve. Just connecting the end of these 2 points. Working our way down. And I'll go and just lightly shade that in. Now I'm just going to darken up that shadow along the inside ridge of the wing. And just lightly working our way across the body. I'm just going to add a light tone to the body to help separate this from the background. I'm not going to worry too much about those spikes that we've laid on top. We'll come back and add those later. Now I'm going to go back and start layering those spikes on top of the body. Also blending that shadow, so going dark along the tips and just fading that in. We're also going to place some of these spikes in behind the body. And now we're going to go back and just darken up the edge of the body, going in behind those spikes. Now once we've finished tracing out our contours, I'm going to go back and add a shadow across the bottom edge of the body. Now we can also add a little bit of a highlight along the bottom edge, just to give it a little bit more shape. Just blend these into the spikes. And we'll fade that shadow as we come up towards the top edge of the body. And we're going to go in with the side edge of our pencil and add some scaled textures across the body. Just these little sharp points going up and around, just working with the curve of the body. Now we're going to go back and just tighten up our contrast. and as we get closer to the end, I'll add some more fine details, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a whispering death dragon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. You can also drop your request in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.